All right, Kentucky takes on Texas A&M. That's going to be an 8:30 Eastern tip-off. Now the Kentucky Wildcats, they're minus 7.5 with the total at 144. Once again, guys, I'm feeling great on a Wednesday morning because I went 4-1 in my personal bets yesterday on BrockPage.com. And if you want to access all of my personal bets, there's only one way you can do that, and that's to sign up for my board member package on BrockPage.com. And the link for that package is right in the description section below. Now, we are 2-0 in our last couple of board member tier package picks on that website. And not only do board members get access to my board member pick, they actually get access to every single bet that I post on that website all the way through the end of January. Now, we're also hitting at 60% in our last 11 bets in that very same board member category. And if you're still a little bit on the fence about getting a package on BrockPage.com, well, we have packages starting out at just $1.99. We currently have over 860 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. And as good as Kentucky's been this season, this is a fairly big number to cover on the road in a conference game. They already failed to cover in 2 out of their last 4 outings, and those were failures to cover against Georgia and LSU. As a matter of fact, that game against LSU, that was an outright loss where they were held to just 60 total points. Now, the Wildcats, they've also had a tough time away from home this year. They're scoring only 67 points a game when traveling. And they're also making only 31% of their three-pointers in that same category. Now, they're taking on a Texas A&M team who's been dominant at home this season. The Aggies are 10-0 straight up in front of their home crowd. They're also averaging nearly 80 points a game in that very same category. Quentin Rampage Jackson, he averages over 12.5 points a game. He's also drilling almost 40% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Henry Coleman scoring 11 points a night himself, along with 5 rebounds. Now, defensively, the Aggies allow only 60 points a game, and they're limiting their opponents to just 38% shooting from the field. Now, when it comes to the total in this one, Texas A&M, they are 6-3 to the over in their last 9 home games, 69% to the over for the entire year. Meanwhile, Kentucky saw 5 out of their last 8 get over the line themselves. They also went 80% to the over in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with Texas A&M. I'm going to lean toward Texas A&M plus 7.5 and the over 144. All right, next ball game. It is going to be Iowa versus Rutgers, 8:30 Eastern start time in this Big Ten clash. Iowa's minus 3, totals 151.5. Now, the Hawkeyes are amongst the highest scoring teams in the nation. They're averaging over 86 points a night. And they're also shooting 48% from the field. Keegan Murray scoring nearly 24 points a game, along with 8 rebounds and 60% shooting from the field. Meanwhile, twin brother Chris Murray, he's drilling 42% of his three-pointers himself. He's also averaging double-digit points a game. The brothers Murray getting the job done in Iowa. Now, the Hawkeyes successfully covered the number in 4 out of their last 6 away from their home court. They're taking on a Rutgers team here today who failed to cover recently against the likes of Penn State, Illinois, and Seton Hall. Now, the Scarlet Knights also lost 8 out of their last 10 meetings with Iowa. So if you're into historical trends, well, you may want to think about leaning toward the Hawkeyes in this one. And as far as scoring, well, the Rutgers Scarlet Knights, they're averaging only 69 points a game this season. And although the Scarlet Knights have played fairly well defensively, they have done a below-average job of rebounding defensively at home. Now, total-wise, Rutgers saw 3 out of their last 5 fall under the line. Meanwhile, Iowa saw a contest recently with Iowa State and Purdue fall under the posted number themselves. I'm going to lean toward Iowa minus 3 and the under 151.5. Next matchup, it is going to be Virginia versus Pitt, 9 o'clock East. Virginia's minus 3.5 with the total at 116. Now, Virginia's scoring only 60 points a game on the road, and they're connecting on just 30% of their three-pointers. Now, the Cavaliers also lost 2 out of their last 3 ball games, and they scored 58 points or less in all 3 of those outings. Now, they're taking on a Pitt team who went 7-3 against the number in their last 10 themselves. They're also amongst the best defensive teams in the ACC. Pitt's allowing only 63 points a game at home. And they're limiting their competition to only 39% shooting from the field. Now, scoring-wise, when it comes to the offensive production for Pitt, John Hughley's averaging over 15 points a game along with 8 boards. Meanwhile, Jamarius Burton is scoring 13 points a game himself, along with 3 rebounds and 92% shooting from the stripe. You certainly don't want to put Burton on the line. He's going to make you pay. Now, total-wise, Pitt saw their last 2 straight fall under the posted number. 7-3 to the under in their last 10 meetings with Virginia. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers are 3-0 to the under in their last 3 straight themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Pitt Panthers plus 3.5 and the under 116. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap, powered to you by my website at brockpage.com, where we're currently 2-0 in our last 2 board member tier package picks. I like Texas A&M plus 7.5 over 144. Give me Iowa minus 3 under 151.5. Pitt Panthers plus 3.5 under $1.16. As far as all the other games go, across this great nation, I like Mississippi State plus 6 under 137.5. Boston College plus 8 under 138 and a hook. LSU plus 4 over 148. Creighton Blue Jays minus 3 over 149.5. NC State plus 3 under 135 and a hook. Georgia Tech plus 3 over 142.5. Villanova minus 14 under 138. Auburn Tigers minus 22 over 151. Give me DePaul plus 8 over 151.5. Army Black Knights minus 9 under 137 and a hook. Give me Radford minus 7 under 131. UNC Asheville minus 6.5 over 141. UMBC minus 4.5 under 136. I also like Loyola Maryland plus 2 and the under 133. Give me Longwood minus 2 under 130. I like Wofford minus 13 over 148.5. Bucknell plus 10 over 148. St. Joseph's minus 9 over 147. Charleston Southern plus 6 under 137.5. Rhode Island minus 12.5 under 135 and a hook. Give me Navy minus 10 under 133.5. Give me UMass Lowell minus 13 under 132 and a hook. A lot of places have that listed as Maslow, by the way. Next game, Eastern Tennessee State minus 4. Eastern Tennessee State minus 4 over 143.5. Hartford plus 3 under 133. Northern Iowa minus 4.5 under 139 and a hook. Quinnipiac minus 5.5 over 143 and a hook. Binghamton plus 5 over 142. Gardner-Webb minus 12.5 under 140. Vermont minus 13.5 under 133. Furman minus 16.5 over 153. Drake minus 7 under 137. Missouri State minus 10 over 147 and a hook. Southern Illinois minus 4 under 135.5. Oklahoma State minus 5 under 132 and a hook. Give me Wyoming minus 17 under 137.5. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the video, just one final reminder that I went 4-1 in my 5 premium sports picks on brockpage.com yesterday. I'm going to lean toward Colorado State minus 16 and the over 152. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on brockpage.com. If you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on brockpage.com, you're going to get access to that content all the way through the end of January. I always tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. But anyway, guys, most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at brockpage.com.